was his first response with the power was?
Bleep, bleep. It was explicative. It was explicative in the good way because he wasn't really expecting it. So, you know, he asked if the number started with a 5, and I was like, no, you got to go up 1 because this thing really put down some jam. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the 2020s, man, making steam. 93 Boostane. I mean, this one also has the traction map on it too, so.
Which is good because the road's a little wet right now.
Yeah, so we'll get to test it out and see. Hey, what's up guys? Nick from SOHO Motorsports, and today we're going to discuss Kevin's 2020 Nissan 370z Nismo that just got our SOHO V2 air-to-air setup. Let's dive into it. Kevin has been coming to us for a really long time. I want to say at least 10 years. So he first came to us when he had a 350Z back in the day, got out the game for a little bit, had a Honda S2000 if I remember correctly, and then he purchased this 370Z. So before going and doing the supercharger setup on this 370Z, he did come to us last year and we did an EcuTech tune along with our SOHO True Dual exhaust, of which we will be releasing that exhaust system in 2024. So if you're interested in it, hit the link below. We'll have some more information in the next coming weeks of how you can order yours and get one on your vehicle as well. So what we did on this vehicle, he brought it to us. Obviously, as with anybody, they get tired of the power, and what's the next step? They want to go boost. So the supercharger setup was the setup that he chose to go with. So the supercharger setup with the new cog drive is what is on this vehicle. And as you've been seeing, we're doing a lot of videos discussing this new setup. And this setup is so nice because number one, it allows for power to be more consistent. You don't have to worry about losing any tension in the back belt. So there's a lot of advantages with this setup, and it just makes it fun to drive. And this car made some really, really great power. We'll discuss that here shortly. So let's talk about what is on this kit. So the kit that he purchased came with the TurboGuard setup. He did not want to do the filter, so he did the TurboGuard setup. With any TurboGuard setup that we will be offering, it's going to be coming with the blue pulley. So we've noticed with the cog setup that anytime that we switch to the cog setup and you have an 8 PSI pulley on the front, which is going to be the silver pulley, you're going to see 1 to 1.5 PSI more boost than what you normally saw just because of the cog setup. So what we're doing now is offering the blue pulley with the TurboGuard option kits. That way, if you are running pump gas, you're not having to worry about it going over on boost and reaching 14, 15, 16 PSI, which is something that is very dangerous in regards to running boost on a high compression motor, which is the case with the Nissan 370Z motor. So blue pulley on the front, 1050cc injectors on this setup here, along with the 340 liter per hour fuel pump. No return systems. This is going to be your standard off-the-shelf kit that we do offer. And so with that setup, along with an EcuTech calibration that we did on the dyno, let's discuss what kind of power this vehicle put down. Now keep in mind, this is on pump gas. So the 1050cc injectors and the 340 liter per hour pump are going to be the combo that you want to do if you're wanting to do the pump gas setup. If you're wanting to do E85, opt for the 1300cc injectors, do the 340 liter per hour fuel pump. If you're not doing a return system, if you are doing a return system, then do opt for the 450 or the 525 fuel pump at that point if you're running E85. Now, numbers wise, so we did 3 maps on this vehicle. EcuTech allows you to do 4. We did 3 as far as power maps. Now, the first map you're gonna see, he put down 542 and 380 foot-pounds of torque at 13.96 PSI. So that's gonna be his low power map. Now, the next map that we did is gonna be his map 2, which is gonna be his max power map on pump gas. So he put down 573 and 406 at 13.19 PSI. So that's his second map. Now, as we've been doing lately, and you've been noticing, we've been doing a lot of Boostane additives on these vehicles that do run pump gas, just to show you the benefit of what you can get out of running Boostane. So when we added the Boostane in it, we did a map 3, which put down 611 wheel and 425 foot-pounds of torque at a little bit over 14 pounds, 14.25 PSI. So that's crazy. I mean, that is great power on this vehicle. This vehicle is a manual vehicle, so it will make a little bit more power than the auto vehicles just because you'll have less drivetrain losses. It's about 5% less drivetrain losses on the manuals compared to the autos. Now, what kind of clutch is in this vehicle to allow him to put this power down? He does have the Z-Speed Stage 3 full face clutch kit, so that allows him to put down the power and enjoy it and still have the drivability of a standard clutch. So he's got all that. The exhaust setup, like we spoke about, the SOHO True Dual exhaust setup is on this vehicle. And he does also have our SOHO VHR catch can set up. So if you look at the engine bay is complete now. Supercharger setup, SOHO catch can, Nismo cover. I mean, this thing looks immaculate in the engine bay. And so, as I always say, all of our products, we intend to make them look like they came from the factory and they look OEM. As you can see, Nissan should have come out with it like this from the factory. We can't control that. However, we can always modify it and make it to where it can look like that when it came from the factory. So, like I said, vehicle's on air. This vehicle is such a good looking vehicle. Be sure to follow him. His handle is IamLowMain. So follow him in. He's a really good dude. He's local to the area. I'm sure you've seen him all over Instagram. So if you see this car, give him a thumbs up. Let's go for a ride and see what this car does with Justin. We're in Kevin's 2020 Nismo. And funny story about this one is you went to school with Kevin, right?
I did. Me and Kevin went to school together. We went to technical school together, and me and him used to go visit Mexico together. So having him bring his car to us for some boost and you know, getting the power turned up in a little bit is a pretty cool turn of events, I think, man. He's gonna love this car.
Oh yeah. What was his first response with the power was?
Bleep bleep. It was explicative. It was explicative in the good way because he wasn't really expecting it. So, he asked if the number started with a 5, and I was like, no, you got to go up 1 because this thing really put down some jam. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the 2020s, man, making steam. 93 Boostane. I mean, this one also has the traction map on it too. So,
which is good because the road's a little wet right now.
Yeah. So we'll get to test it out and see.
And let me also say too, so Kevin's got one of 2 exhausts that we've built to date that we plan on building for the masses. This is actually a true dual setup. It's got an X pipe in the middle, I believe. Mm-hmm. I am in love with how this car sounds. Oh, yeah. It is one of, if not the best sounding car that has ever come through SOHO. Every single time I did a pull on the dyno, I was just like, I was sitting at the front desk just listening like this because it sounded so good. And I mean, here, you can hear for yourself how good this car sounds.
Here we go.
Oh, man.
The cog setup, man.
That traction map is doing work. That thing's keeping stuff under control because this car does 611, and Kevin this car is on air ride. It's got some stretched tires in the back to get the fitment right, so the tire is not as wide as the car as it usually is on a vehicle making this kind of power. So
correct.
Yeah, thank goodness for traction control because otherwise we've been going for a ride, which hey, I'm all for. I love the drama just as much as the next person, but man, having traction control in a car like this makes this kind of power really keep stuff under control. But man, I love it.
You can actually hear the traction control working at that point too, right?
You can. Oh yeah. You can hear it, and the thing with the traction control in this is you can hear it, but it doesn't struggle. It's not intrusive. It's there just to pull a little bit, just until it stops spinning. And I mean, it gives you everything you can possibly have based on road conditions and what the tires can put down. So I mean, it's a really awesome addition to any boosted car. Any turbo kit or supercharger kit. If you guys buy a kit from us and get tuned by us, we offer it complimentary, so that way you've got it.
Right.
It's super cool option. It's great thing to have in the car on the road because you never know, might be some sand in the road, somebody in front of you might drop something on the road. It's just it keeps stuff straight and true in between the mayo and mustard and keeps you shooting towards what's in front of you. So
better safe than sorry. And just to show you, so look, you can see how the road is wet, just so you have an idea. So it definitely is doing work.
And before, we would have thought twice, 3, 4 times about taking a client vehicle and make this kind of power out.
Yep.
But after taking our personal projects out with the traction control map and seeing what they're really capable of, I have full faith in this map to take any car, any power level out, on a wet road and not have to worry about keeping the car in control. So I mean, it's that good.
Yep.
It's that good.
Yep. So another 600. What is it? The Yeehaw Club.
The Yeehaw Club.
So
welcome, Kevin. Thanks, buddy. It's awesome to see you again in this way for sure. And this is a sick car. And keep an eye out because I'm pretty sure his lady friend is going to be going boost too. So there's going to be a pair of pretty awesome 370s with some SOHO boost.
Yeah.
So
Boosted couple, right?
yeah,
together.
That's the way to be.
That's it.
That's the way to be. You find you somebody who's into cars, you'll be happy for a lifetime.
There you go. There you go. Well, once again, everybody, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.